I grew up in Callio Housing Projects here in New Orleans, one of the worst projects in New Orleans at that time. It seemed as though I was just in school and things were going into one ear and out the other. I just couldn't pick up on anything. I just went from the second grade to third grade to fourth grade, never passing any spelling tests because spelling tests on Fridays were really big. I started cutting school in the third grade, sleeping in the project hallways because I was just tired of failing. I was tired of not passing the test. I was tired of being laughed at. I knew I was never going to college because I couldn't read. And that word educated really put a fear into me as a child because I knew that I couldn't be educated. Around the fifth grade, I started to hang out with drug dealers. And I saw those guys making a lot of money. And I'm like, oh, okay, this could be a pathway out for me because they're making money. They drive nice cars. They wear nice clothes. And so that's how I got entrapped into the drug life. As time went on, I found myself in prison for a crime. Then I got freed after serving a year and I went back to prison. See, because I was caught into this cycle because, again, school wasn't for me. So I was always trying to do things illegally, not understanding that I had a business mind, not understanding that I had the wherewithal to be successful, but I just needed that nurturing. And I found that nurturing in a penitentiary, in a prison, with a white man who realized that I came into prison reading on a third grade level at 20, I think I was 21 or 22 years old. He said, I want to help you. And so he brought a lady in. And this lady had me screened for dyslexia. And I never knew what dyslexia was. I had no idea what dyslexia was. And I never forget calling my mother up from a prison and telling her that I have dyslexia. And I'm not stupid or dumb. I just have a reading problem. The only way that I was going to extricate myself from this mental prison was to learn to read. And lo and behold, it took me 4 years to attain my GED. When I got that GED, ma'am, I felt so powerful. I felt empowered because I can read.
Another thing I've heard you talk about is the ugly side of dyslexia. Can you tell me what you mean by that?
If your parents have money and you're growing up in a nice environment that's conducive to learning and good values, you're going to make it. But the ugly side of dyslexia is the parents who don't have the money, the parents who are not aware of what dyslexia is. And that kid is growing up in some poverty-stricken area. So that's the ugly side. The ugly side is going into the street life, losing hope, having self-imposed limitations, having antisocial values, right? Because you feel as though you can't make it in society.
You know, when a family does have the means, they can get the right support and the outcome for that child is going to be good. So we know how to do it, but we're just not doing it equitably.
So when I see people like yourself who are concerned about people of all colors, I wish to God you become a billionaire so you can help people. No child shouldn't just be left behind and not cared for. And that's why I like what you guys are doing, going about helping people, because there's no greater thing than to teach a person to learn to read.